Hi there, Joe Valenzuela with Vista Mutual Insurance Services. Let's talk about commissions and how you get paid as a Medicare insurance broker. All right, so there are a number of different types of products that you can get paid on as a Medicare broker. The first is Medicare Advantage plans. The other is Medicare supplements, and then you can also get Part D plans. So each one of these has a different commission structure. So let's talk about Medicare Advantage first. It is the most prevalent of these insurances, especially in Northern California where we're located. And it has, been rising since 2007 when they were first incepted, over a 400% increase into 2023, with about 46 to 48% of all Medicare recipients in California on one of these types of plans. They become so popular because of their ability to add additional benefits like dental, vision, gym memberships, chiropractic care that Medicare itself does not cover and still have a very low monthly cost. And they oftentimes will include your prescription drug plan for you as well. So you just have to have one plan, and people like the simplicity of that. So if you are going to sign up someone on a Medicare Advantage plan, first, you need to be licensed in the state that you're doing that. You need to be appointed and certified by the carrier that you're representing. Now, we're brokers, so we represent every carrier that will allow us to do so, and sometimes that can get difficult with 40 to 50 Part D plans in one county. But we want to have our clients have the most options available, so we represent everyone we can. So the initial commission, if you're going to sell a Medicare Advantage program, is increased from 2022 about, 4.9%. It was $715. Now it's $750. So if a person has never been on a Medicare Advantage plan before, you're going to get this initial commission for them. Now you don't get that commission until they go effective on the plan usually. It depends on the company that you sell for. So let's say I sign up somebody in December 6th, let's say the second day before the annual election period ends. Annual elections between October 15th and December 7th of every year. This is everybody's opportunity to go into a Medicare plan or Medicare Advantage plan. So let's say somebody signs up initially right then, right? So if they weren't on Medicare Advantage, then I'm going to get $750 in January when they go effective, or potentially March, depending on the company. If they were, then I'm going to get half that amount, $375. Okay? I'm going to get this all at once. They're not going to take any taxes out of it. They're not going to take anything out of it. They're just going to give you the full amount. They 1099 you. So it's important that you take some of that money and set it aside for operating expenses and taxes. But you get the full amount up front. You're not going to get paid again for that person until the next January. Now, the next January, let's say the commission stays the same. It usually doesn't. It rose by 4.9%, so we expect that rise anywhere from 5 to 8% each year. But let's just say it stayed the same, $375. Now I get that divided by 12 per month per member. So about $31.26 per month per member. Okay? If you're doing some quick math in your head, you can kind of realize how much you need to get to where you want to be. But we're going to go over that in just a second after we hit every structure. So again, new to Medicare Advantage, $750. Doesn't matter when they signed up. You get $750 as soon as they go effective or a couple months after. Already on Medicare Advantage, you're going to get $375. And again, once they go effective or a little bit after. And then the renewal commission is the renewal rate, the $375. Or if it goes up, you get the higher rate. So what that means is that if you just maintain your client base and you have a pretty good amount of clients, each year you're going to get about a 5 to 8% raise. That's pretty nice. Let's talk about Part D. The Part D commission structure states that if they're brand new to Part D, so they've never been on Part D before, it's $74.28 per year. Okay, so it's significantly less. And then same thing there. So if I sign somebody at December 6th for that, I get $74 in January or up to 3 months after. The next year, I would get $37.14 divided by 12 per month per member. Okay, let's talk about Medicare supplements. They work a little bit differently. They usually work off of a percentage. So anywhere from about 20 to 22% of the annual commission of a Medicare supplement is what you're going to get. Okay? And it roughly falls in line with that $375. It's a little bit less, around $250, $260. It depends on how much the client has to pay for the plan as well. And usually when they get a supplement plan, they're also going to get a Part D plan, right? So it's 80 plus the 250 or so. It almost equals the same amount, okay? So what we tell our agents is that we never sell based on the products that we want or out of our own pocket. It's always what the client needs, right? If they want a supplement and we're going to make a little bit less money because of it, we don't care at all. It's about what you need. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how these vary between states. Medicare has a cost of living thing, so they look at the cost of living in each state, and California and New York are some of the highest commissionable states. Now, also, there's a proration for this commission as well for Medicare Advantage. So if, let's say it's June, and somebody moves from one state to another, losing their plan, and they contact you to sign up on another plan. Well, if you sign them up, you're only going to get 6 months of that renewal commission rate for the initial commission for that person. This is why you see a lot of Medicare agents only working during the end of the year so they get the full commission, or maybe annual election and open enrollment. Now, we work all year round because we understand there are people that are aging into Medicare, about 10 to 11,000 people per day that we can still get paid the full amount on. Plus, the next year, we will get paid the full amount, so I'm okay with signing someone up just for 1 month of commission as long as I can service them and know that they'll be my client for a long amount of time. The average value of a client, the lifetime value of a client for us, is about $2,000 if you consider how long they stay with us. So that's the number we work off of when we're doing marketing and budgeting and, how much can I make if I put this out? We work off the lifetime value of the client. Because as you'll see in just a moment, if you just worked off the initial commission, you may think this is a bad business to be in. Okay. So how can you build a business, and what would it take for you to make $100,000 per year in this industry? And we're talking about before you wake up to make another sale. Again, we work off residual commission, so we're getting paid for the work that we've done. So if you were just doing it with Medicare Advantage plans, you would need approximately 267 plans. If you're able to get 267 plans underneath your belt, you will make $100,000 before you walk out of your door to make more money. Here's also what I tell people that are getting into this industry. If I told you that, are you willing to work as hard as you can for the next 5 years in order to get that number, to hit that number, to do whatever it takes, go to an appointment that's 3 hours away, spend money that you might not have on a credit card? Are you willing to be rejected that many amount of times to get to where you can say, I make $100,000 before I walk out of my door to make another sale? Your answer should be yes. There is almost no other industry that will allow you to do that. And we even have agents that get to that amount and say, hey, I'm done. I'm just going to service my clients. There's no new business for me. I'm retired, basically. And that's perfectly fine. You can do that if you want. I'm an animal of a different breed, so I just keep on continuing to go. I just want to build that number up to the highest amount that it can possibly be. And that's also what we tell our agents too, but it's their business ultimately. All right? So let's take it for instance. Let's say you're using a channel of direct mail in order to try to get these 267 sales. Well, with direct mail, we're seeing about an average of 3% return, which is very low. So if you send out 1,000 pieces of mail and you want to get leads back in, you're going to get about 30. Okay? Of those 30, and this is, if you're newer to this and just doing this for the first time, you're probably only going to get about 20 to 25% of those to set up an appointment with you. Then you're probably only going to get about 20 to 25% of those to close a deal with you. Which means that you sent out 1,000 mailers, you got 30 leads back, and you made maybe 2 sales. Maybe 2 sales. Now, as you get better at this, those numbers will go up. Your closing ratio will get higher. The initial numbers will get higher so that the other numbers can be better. Right? So that would take you a long time to do it that way. It'd take you about $60,000. But if you spent $60,000 and had those numbers, you would make $100,000 every year after that. So that still, in my mind, works mathematically. That's not how what we do, however. This is just one channel, right? We also have our online channel. We have our Medicare education channel where we go out and give presentations in the community. We We have sales presentations that we do. I'm part of the Chamber of Commerce. We have referral groups, and we also lean on our current clients, provide them with excellent service and value so that they refer us to other people. So after you get about 100 sales underneath your belt, you start to get those referrals coming in. We want to try to turn every sale into 3 sales, and it's pretty possible in this industry. Everyone's connected to a senior, even if they're not one themselves. Okay, we project that in California, these values will either maintain or go up at a lower clip over the next couple of years. Medicare has done some things where they've cut back reimbursement, and usually when that happens, they're going to pull a little bit from benefits and a little bit from the commission side as well. So it's going to increase year over year. It might just increase at a slightly less of a clip. But we're looking probably at 2 to 3% each year, which is still great. Compounding that and extrapolating that over 10 years, that 100 turns into 150 without you doing much more of an effort. Okay. Now, it's important that when you're doing this kind of stuff, that you need to be able to track your sales and where they're coming from, how much you spent on them and how much you made from them. There's a lot of people in this industry that don't track this at all. And, their cost per acquisition or cost per lead can be astronomical, and they don't know what's working in order to double down on what's working and pull back on what's not. So it is highly important that you track all of your information. Where did your lead come from? How much did you spend on it? How much was your lifetime value from it? This way you can have an accurate depiction of what your business is doing. We use a lot of different tools for this, and there are a lot of things out there. So, we use a CRM that has a commission component inside of it that allows us to put a lead source in there. So it does all that for us with a little bit of input from us. So leaning on technology to enhance these practices and processes is something that we suggest you do. So that's really the basics of commission in the Medicare insurance world and how you can make a lot of money. We call it doing good while doing well. You have to do good for your clients in order to do well for yourself. I'd like to thank you for your time today. Please follow Vista Mutual Insurance Services on all of our channels for more tips and tricks about Medicare and how to become a better agent. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day.